Welcome back, everyone, to the Path of the Awenydd, your guide to inspired living using the power of astrology and tarot. I am your big bad wolf astrologer, Blythe Mardrug, here to guide you into your weekly forecast. This week, it's all about opposites, opposites, opposites. We've got Uranus opposite Mercury. We've got the Sun opposite Mars. We have Venus coming up into opposite aspect to Neptune. And not only that, we've got the Sun and Mars also squaring up to Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto, creating a T-square. Also, we've got the new moon in Libra coming up into the end of this week, and we also have the dreaded Mercury retrograde. Yay! I can hear everyone shouting at the same time. And I'm here to guide you on not only how to survive these challenging aspects, but also to how to thrive through them. So I will see you in a few minutes. Hi Virgo, welcome to your weekly forecast for the 12th of October 2020. We start the week off with a T-square between Mars in your 8th house of shared finances and opposite the Sun in your personal finance is in your 2nd house in Libra, with Libra sign. Both of them squaring up to Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn in your 5th house of creativity and enjoyment. This T-square is going to be affecting you as well as others for the rest of the week. This is causing some kind of tension between your personal finances and your shared finances. Maybe there's some kind of power struggle. Your personal finances are in a balance or with a compromise with you're very good at balancing your own personal finances, as can be seen with Libra being in your 2nd house. You got the Sun there, which means there's a lot more energy towards that. So you're doing very good financially. Then you got Mars here in your 8th house, which is your shared finances, like your shared bank accounts, shared mortgage, it could be debt, loans, things like that. This, with Mars retrograde, is causing a bit of energy. It's got more energy as well. This is something that you want to do. Maybe you're wanting to push for a mortgage or a loan or something to do with shared finances, but you're second guessing yourself because this Mars retrograde in that house. So this is sort of conflicting with each other, and that there's a bit of a given. You can't decide on how you want to proceed, or there's some kind of there's a need for balance between the two. So you need to be able to say you can afford to do this, and you can express yourself without trying to bully someone into doing something for you, because this Mars energy can come off a bit bullyish. You're trying to, this is what you want, this is what you want to do, and you want to do it. You're maybe not sort of taking into account other people's reactions towards these. Now this is coming into conflict with your 5th house. With the 5th house is about creativity and hobbies and things you like to enjoy, but it's also about romantic partnerships. We're not talking about, I mean, it could be serious romance, romantic partner, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. It's just something that you're having a good time with, or there's obviously a love attraction to this person, but it may not be in that sort of serious tone as it would be in the 7th house. So there could be some, you're wanting to do some kind of shared financial situation with someone that you care about, and you wanted to maybe take it to the next step, and maybe they aren't quite ready for it. I'm not saying that, but there is a bit of a power struggle. So it's between you and this other person. maybe the other person's feeling a bit overwhelmed by you at the moment because of this Mars energy. There's Saturn here, which means that you feel like they're trying to cut you off, trying to restrict you, and they're not. It's just the way you feel at the moment. And then you got this Jupiter, which is usually quite good, but when it comes up with the square with the Sun and Mars, there's an over exuberance to Jupiter, and he can be quite overbearing. You try to be overdoing it, so you do try to be overselling it because this is something that you really want. And this is in Earth and Capricorn. So yes, I would definitely say that there's a financial situation, maybe in regards to someone that you care about, and it's causing a bit of a tension in the atmosphere. What this T-square has going for it is that there are a couple of release valves during the week that we can look at. So the first thing that we can do is look at this void space here up in your 11th house of friendships and goals and dreams. So we got Cancer here in your 11th house. Now this tells me that you dream about a steady home life. That one of your ideals is having this really good home life with someone you care about, and some place that you can relax, some that you feel protected. So that's probably why you're instigating this in the first place. I think you just need to be able to share that with the other person that you're trying to make this home life with, which sort of makes sense with this T-square now. You've also got a Jupiter sextile to Neptune in your 7th house of partnerships. So Jupiter, with this overexuberance, has a release, and that we've got the Neptune here of your ideal, of your dreams. So you could be thinking about taking the partnership into a whole new, to the next level. And because Neptune is retrograde at the moment, you are seeing the situation for what it is. Now, normally Neptune is about the ideal situation. It's about fantasizing, romanticizing the situation, so that we're not looking at it in a clear way. But with it being retrograde, we can see that we are looking at the stark reality of the situation. So you've got that into focus at the moment. So you just need to be able to communicate that with this other person, and not to push too hard with that Mars energy going for you. And I can say this because I have Virgo rising in my sign, so this is very acute for me as well. Something I have to think about, which I can say it could be because yes, but I can see it. Also, at the beginning of the week, we have this Uranus retrograde in your 9th house of higher learning, philosophy, religion, and it is opposite the Mercury in your 3rd house of short journeys, communications, and local learning. It's not the higher learning, but it's just like certificates or some kind of small study type situation. So you got Uranus up here. He's in Taurus. He's very earthy Taurus, and very practical in religion and philosophy. Very earthy. So it could be some kind of earth religion, possibly. Uranus is the tearaway child, so it doesn't like traditional things. It likes to be the rebel, the revolutionary. So there could be some unorthodox thinking towards the higher learning or towards philosophy or religious studies. And Mercury is about the communication, and this is its home house, so he's very comfortable in this situation. And this is because he's in Scorpio, he's trying to communicate the hidden aspects of things, the occult side of things. So it could be that nature, like I said, the nature religion in the 9th house could be opposing this. Now, the thing with Mercury this week is that it does go retrograde on the 13th. So while things are okay now, things could start to be misconstrued later on. So you just need to be able to um, slow down on on what you're trying to get through to people. Write it down, because this third house is your writing. So maybe you are thinking about maybe writing some notes or some article or a book regarding this philosophy. Um, but we just need to slow down our thinking and just make sure that we have everything that we want to convey is getting through to whoever that you're trying to get it through to. So just slow down your thinking, take your time. Nothing's in a rush, and you'll get there. Okay. So this has this opposite has a release valve of Venus here, which is in your house of self-expression, your first house. So it's in your sign at the moment, Virgo. This means you're expressing charm and charisma and love, and you looking fabulous. And so this is saying yes, the communication, as long as you aren't being crazy about it, that you're using this charm that you've got exuding from you at the moment, it will come through. Now this opposite is also with a T-square of the moon, just for the early parts of the hours of Monday. So the moon is about the hidden, it's about your subconscious, so there could be some subconscious thinking about this. So this is something that you need to consider. If we move further along, where is my controls gone? Yeah. Excuse me. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. Right, what am I doing? Sorry about that. I just got completely thrown me. So if we move further along, the moon conjuncts with Venus on the 14th, which is Wednesday. We can see that this is the moon here and Venus are trining up to the T-square, regards to Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter. So this is causing a release, another release for you regarding your creativity in this personal aspect that you've got. So you've added this emotional, expressing that inner side of you, that thing that you would normally keep hidden, and sorry, and expressing that in your personality, which is going to help you in regards to this this financial situation and this romantic interest that you've got here. We do have the moon and Venus now opposite Neptune, retrograde in the 7th house. So this is about your emotional needs, about your being able to express your emotions, how you feel, and about your feelings, because you got Venus and the moon both having to do with love and how you're feeling and what your attitudes are towards this, with your romantic partner in the Neptune, and keeping it real, keeping it truthful, being able to see the situation and being able to express that. And this has the added release of being in the romantic side of things, taking it to the next level, and also seeing, just make sure that Mercury, which is trining up to Neptune, it's like sextiling up to both the moon and Venus, that the communication is clear and there's no misconstrued attitudes about what's happening. You've also got the moon and Venus trining up to Uranus with this opposite of Mars, Mercury. So you got that philosophy, that nature religion of how you're expressing that as well. That's coming towards you in a personal way. You're expressing that in how you are, how people see you. So that's quite interesting. Also, if you go further away, on the 16th, we have the moon conjunct with the sun, which is the new moon in Libra, which is good because new moon's about beginnings, and so we see a new beginning in relationships, partnerships, if you want places that we need to compromise and being able to enjoy that. With here, we've got that emotional attachment to your personal finances. This is how you feeling secure. So you've got an emotional attachment to things that you value, and this is, again, is coming up into this T-square with the sun. So you've got that added pressure. I think it's more of an emotional pressure between you and that person, that romantic person, that romantic interest, and your financial situation. Again, we've still got Venus in here, so as long as you keep loving and charming as you are, and keep attention to the details, and being able to create a schedule, and being able to represent that, I think the situation will help ease itself out. And finally, the moon moves over into conjunct with Mercury retrograde in Scorpio in your third house of communication. So there's this, it turns into, that moon turns into more of a psychic element, I think. You've got that religion, that communication. It could be an emotional side, but I think there's the intuitive side to what we're doing here with this unconventionalness in your religion and philosophy. So the way you communicate it more, you're able to express it more with people who are like-minded. There's an intuitive side as well. So you just follow your intuition on how you communicate with these people. Or the people in general, and just be in mind of Mercury retrograde at the moment. It's going to be 3 weeks for that. It will move from your third house into your second house of finances, so there could be some, just make sure everything's clear on that. And then on the 3rd of November, it'll go forward again. So there you are, Virgo. That's your weekly forecast with commencing the 12th. I hope you enjoyed it. Click the like button if you did, and subscribe if you want to see more videos. Thank you. Bye.